There's something that I've always wondered about, and it's simply that if you read Buddha or Jesus or whoever, Buddha says you are already Buddha, yet he continues to teach thousands of people and continue to speak after that. Jesus said you're already saved, yet there's an entire Bible written and all these commandments or lessons or teachings on how to be saved. And I've always wondered, why did they not just keep quiet after they've said that? Even in this one Alan Watts video, he said, based on one of the famous Zen teachers, it's a pity that we have to say this. And I guess what it comes down to is there's really certain things that words can't describe it, because words are just words. I think the word Zen, it's just a word that some fucking thought out thousands of years ago, trying to describe something that he experienced. And if you listen to someone like Alan Watts, sometimes a lot of people think but what is he actually saying? And I think he actually says it, but he says that there is certain things that you cannot describe, but I will try. And the way I see that, I've often thought about this, is looking at a sunset. Sometimes you look at a sunset and it's just so beautiful, it makes you emotional and it moves you. And how can you describe that? There's poets that really are gifted and they can probably describe that, but even if they describe it to you, you cannot experience that sunset. You can imagine, oh, that sounds good and that sounds beautiful and I wish I could see what they're describing, but you can't describe it, and you can't, most importantly, you can't experience it without being there experiencing it. And the funny thing about sunsets is they are just short-lived. For a brief time during the day, it is unbelievably beautiful, and then the sun sets, the colors change all over, the green becomes gold, the mountains become purple, and before you know it, it's gone, and there is no more sunset like that. I remember as a young guy, I was in one of the most beautiful places in South Africa, and I remember how frustrated I felt, because I remember it was late in the day, we were driving back to our camp, and I just looked at this place. It was unbelievably beautiful. I felt frustrated because I wish I could capture that beauty, and I wish I could just have it. And it's funny, later in life I realized, but you can't, obviously you can't, it's quite obvious, but even when you experience perhaps a feeling of great love or feeling as if you're enlightened or something, it's not going to last forever. It's a feeling that comes and goes, like a sunset comes and goes, like the clouds move in a certain way, like rivers move. I love fly fishing, and there's a certain glare and a certain time of the day when you're at a perfectly clear stream. There's nothing more beautiful than that water. It is just perfect. And if you quiet your mind and you just look at it, and then you really see how beautiful it is. It is absolutely beautiful. And the thing is, it's all over. It's in the clouds, it's in the mountains, it's in people, it's in words even, it's in poetry, it's in songs, it's in everything. And I think a person like Alan Watts has a beautiful voice. He's got a gift in saying things. He is a poet in my mind. And I find myself not even actually listening to what he's saying. It's just as if he's humming into my mind, and it's just calming my mind. It's like I would imagine, just this perfect wave, energy wave, like going in tune with my wave in my brain, and so I resonate with it because we are at the same kind of wavelength, if I could put it that way. And the funny thing is also, why do they keep saying these things? Why are they actually teaching when they say, but words cannot describe it? Even in a book like the Tao Te Ching, even there he says the same thing. Way cannot be described. Way can only be experienced. And there's 10,000 things making way, and they're all unique, but they are one in a way. It's funny to think about these things, And even now, as I'm talking about this, why am I even saying this? And the only conclusion that I can come to is that if I look at a sunset or I look at nature and I just am the beauty of it, you do want to share that. And I know for a fact you will never have the same experience as I do. I can try my best to put it in a poem or a song, describe it, and you still won't. You have to have your own experience. And I think for me, what I find in the Zen teachings is that, yes, there's a lot to learn from a guy like Alan Watts, who's just simply reverberating what other people have already said in a beautiful way, is that if the mind is quiet, you can just see the beauty around you, and you'll see that it's everywhere. And it won't be there forever, although it is forever there, but you won't see it forever because you are not always open to it, and you're not openly looking, or your heart is not there, or your feelings are not there. You might have a bad day or whatever, but it's always there. I think we all know people who just seem to not see it. They just cannot see the beauty outside them, and they're probably just always looking at themselves. In the Tao Te Ching, he says, how can you expect to know yourself if you can't let go of yourself? And I think it's kind of true. Like, how can you see the beauty if you're always looking inside? If you're always doing introspection, if you're always focusing on you just don't see the world outside, which is so absolutely beautiful. And so why are they saying all these things? I guess they really want to share the beauty. They want to share the love, or whatever you might want to call it. And we all want to do it. We all want to try and save everyone around us, although it's not possible. There's probably nothing to be saved. But we do want someone to also see how beautiful the sunset is. I find myself a lot in nature and thinking, I wish everyone could see this. It's absolutely mind-blowing. But they can't. They're not there, and they're not at the same, I guess, place where I am in that moment, being quiet and just observing and then actually experiencing. That is really what else can you do? You can't have it forever. You can't be Zen forever. You can't have a sunset forever. The clouds won't be there forever. The river won't always be clean. It comes and it goes, and that's fine.